Vital signs, understanding what details the body course. This is the Coursera course. What are vital signs? There are important body functions that are measured to see if someone is alive or healthy. The vital signs, heart rate, blood pressure, body temperature, and respiration rate communicate important information about the physiological status of the human body. The normal range for a person's vital signs vary with age, weight, gender, and overall health.
Stephanie, I'd like you to rate your pain for me, 0 being no pain at all and 10 being the worst pain that you've ever felt, which would be sticking your hand in boiling water. Where are you at right now?
I guess 6.
Okay. Exactly how would you explain this pain?
I feel a lot of pressure in my stomach.
It
hurts.
Okay. This is an oral thermometer. This is one of the more convenient routes to take temperature. Make sure the probe is placed firmly under the tongue, then have the client close their mouth. The thermometer will beep when it's done. The machine can also be used to take axillary temperature.
This is a tympanic thermometer. It measures core temperature and will be about a half a degree higher than the oral temperature. Be careful when inserting the probe as it can cause pain if inserted incorrectly.
There are 9 options for taking a pulse: radial, brachial, carotid, temporal, femoral, pedal, posterior tibialis, and apical. Use light pressure and never use your thumb. Count for 15 seconds and then times by 4. Count for a full minute if the client has any irregular heartbeat.
Body temperature. The average body temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, but normal temperature for a healthy person can range between 97.8 to 99.1 degrees Fahrenheit or slightly higher. Body temperature is measured using a thermometer inserted into the mouth, anus, or placed under the armpit. Body temperature can also be measured by a special thermometer inserted into the ear canal. Any temperature that is higher than a person's average body temperature is considered a fever. A drop in body temperature below 95 degrees Fahrenheit is defined as hypothermia. Keep in mind that temperature can vary due to factors other than illness or infection. Stress, dehydration, exercise, being in a hot or cold environment, drinking a hot or cold beverage, and thyroid disorders can influence body temperature. Because older adults don't control body temperature as well as younger adults, older adults may be ill without ever displaying signs of a fever.
In assessing body temperature, first procedure is you should introduce yourself and verify the client's identity. Explain to the client what you're going to do, why it is necessary, and how the client can cooperate. Second, perform hand hygiene and observe other appropriate infection control procedures. Third, provide for client privacy. thermometer. Sixth, wait for the appropriate amount of time. Electronic and tympanic thermometers will indicate that the reading is complete via light or tone. Check package instructions for length of time to wait for prior to reading chemical dot or tape thermometers. 7. Remove the thermometer and discard the cover or wipe with a tissue if necessary. 8. Read the temperature. 9. Watch the thermometer if necessary and return it to the storage location. Then 10. Procedure. Document the temperature in the client record.
Blood pressure. Blood pressure is a measurement of the pressure or force of blood against the walls of your arteries. Blood pressure is written as two numbers, such as 120 per 80 millimeters of mercury. The first number is called the systolic pressure and measures the pressure in the arteries when the heart beats and pushes blood out of the body. The second number is called the diastolic pressure and measures the pressure in the arteries when the heart rests between beats. Healthy blood pressure for an adult relaxed at rest is considered to be a reading less than 120 per 80 millimeters of mercury. A systolic pressure of 100 or 120 or 139 or a diastolic pressure of 80 or 89 is considered pre-hypertension and should be closely monitored. Hypertension, high blood pressure, is considered to be a reading of 140 per 90 millimeters of mercury or higher. Blood pressure that remains high for an extended period of time can result in such health problems as arteriosclerosis, heart failure, and stroke. Arteriosclerosis is also known as hindering of the arteries. Factors that can influence a blood pressure reading include stress, smoking, cold temperatures, exercise, a full stomach, full bladder, caffeine, alcohol consumption, certain medicines, gaining or losing weight, salt intake.
Alright, so after we take the heart rate, we move on to blood pressure. And so there's some equipment that you need to have prepared for this. And so before you begin, you got to make sure this is twisted all the way to the right, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So when you have it all the way to the right, that's how you close it off so that air actually pumps into here. The pulses with the stethoscope. When you put it in your ears, make sure that these prongs are facing forward, not backwards. Even though that's what you think it should be, you face it forward. And double check to make sure it's on by twisting. You can twist this and tap on it. So here, right now it's not really making a noise in my ear, but when I twist it, then I can hear it. And so that's how you know if your stethoscope is on and working. Otherwise, you might
Pulse. Your pulse is the number of times your heart beats per minute. Pulse rates vary from person to person. Your pulse is lower when you're at rest and increases when you're exercising because more oxygen-rich blood is needed by the body when you exercise. A normal pulse rate for healthy adult at rest range from 60 to 80 beats per minute. Women tend to have faster pulse rates than men. Your pulse can be measured by firmly but gently pressing the first and second fingertips against certain points of the body, most commonly at the wrist or neck, then counting the number of heartbeats over a period of 60 seconds. If checking your pulse rate should not be only less than 60 beats per minute. The beats also should be equally spaced out, not excessively strong, and no beats should be missed.
Hi, I'm Jessie, a licensed registered nurse, and I'm here today to teach you how to take a pulse. Pulse is an external measure of your heartbeat. It's considered one of your vital signs because your heart is one of your vital organs. Normal heart rate for a healthy adult is about 60 to 100 beats per minute. For a child under the age of 12, it's going to be about 80 to 110, and for a newborn, it will be even higher, 120 to 160. So why would you want to take a pulse? Well, you may just be curious, but it's also a good idea to know your baseline. What is normal for you? You may want to measure your heart rate while you're exercising as well to make sure you're getting your heart rate up. Now, it's important to note that athletes or people who are really fit may have a lower resting heart rate because their heart is so strong. There are multiple places on the body where you can take a pulse. The easiest are the radial, which is the inside of the wrist, and the carotid, which is the side of the neck.
Respiratory rate. A person's respiratory rate is the number of breaths to take per minute. The normal respiration rate for an adult is 12 to 20 breaths per minute. A respiration rate under 12 or over 25 breaths per minute while resting is considered abnormal. And that's all.